Hey there, Vinyl Community. I'm Gary, and this is Physical Format Rock and Roll. So this is just very off the cuff. I couldn't let it go by without mentioning the passing of Charlie Watts from the Rolling Stones. Uh, Very sad news that we received today. Uh, Charlie Watts has passed away at 80 years old. In the hospital, he was surrounded by family. When he passed away, we know that he was having something done. He was having some sort of health issues, that he was not going to be on the current first leg of the Rolling Stones tour, but now we know that it's all for naught. Uh, I just want to mention Charlie Watts a little bit because I am a huge fan of the Rolling Stones, and Charlie Watts is a big part of that. I actually didn't get my first Rolling Stones album until Tattoo You came out. I think I was like a sophomore, something around that time period. I mean, I was starting to kind of listen to the Stones a bit, hearing some of their songs that were on the radio, not just the old ones, but like some of the newer things that, not new, but things that they had been doing in the past 4 or 5 years, like with Some Girls and Emotional Rescue. And when this came out, the song Start Me Up, which, yeah, I get tired of that now in a way, but at the time it just sounded fantastic. And a big reason that really got me to buy this was the song Start Me Up and the drums in that song. If you listen to it, it goes da 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 da, and then right before it comes in on that last beat there, Charlie Watts gives a with the hi-hat. He's got an open hi-hat where he goes crack. And instead of like coming down on the bass drum, it comes down on the snare drum. And then he starts the beat. So it almost starts at a strange offbeat kind of thing. And then it's great. He's just fantastic through the whole album after that. Charlie Watts is, to me, a fantastic drummer and a very underappreciated drummer, much like Ringo Starr is kind of maligned at times where, people like to act like, well, they're not really that great of drummers. People who say that are people who have never played drums. They're both fantastic drummers, and they fit fantastically into their bands. Charlie Watts was the backbeat of the Rolling Stones, and he adapted to whatever they needed in that song. I think because he, has the small set, he doesn't have the big double bass drum and, 50 million ride toms and 6 floor toms and all that kind of stuff that people think he's not a good drummer. He plays what he needs to play. He's basically a jazz drummer playing rock and roll. He wasn't really that interested in rock and roll. But his sound drives the Rolling Stones. And it's not just all basic things that he does. He adapts. Like when you think of a song like Emotional Rescue, or When a Whip Comes Down, some of the different types of songs that are on an album like Black and Blue, or Some Girls, and he adapts his drumming to it. And he was also a true gentleman, a very unassuming man who was able to put up with Mick and Keith and all the other shenanigans of the Rolling Stones and somehow managed to stay out of that. He once got in a fight with Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger had referred to him as his drummer. He corrected Mick and said, "No, you are my singer." So you cannot overstate the importance of Charlie Watts in the Rolling Stones. Fantastic drummer, great guy. He will sorely be missed. He's one of my favorite drummers. Not a flashy guy. Doesn't do all the big drum solos. It's not not about the whole "look at me" kind of thing. That wasn't his bag, man. He was just playing it for the song. And I would recommend that you guys go on YouTube and look up, just put in there, type in Charlie Watts dances. He had a pre-show ritual that he would do, that you see a little different side of Charlie Watts, and he explains it. And it would just be kind of neat to remember him in that instance there. Um, anyway, I just wanted to mention something, just a quick little tribute to a fantastic musician who will be sorely missed. We're starting to lose more and more of them, aren't we? So rest in peace, Charlie Watts. My condolences to his family, and of course, the rest of the Rolling Stones. I'm Gary. This is Physical Format Rock and Roll, and I will see you down the road.